Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. California is continuously suffering from droughts and wildfires, amongst other climate change and natural disaster side effects. In the hopes of bringing about a more sustainable and technologically advanced future, Governor Gavin Newsom and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau were at the California Science Center to sign the Climate Action Partnership. Take a look.
Today, California and Canada are elevating our joint commitment to combating climate change, signaling our resolve to work together to advance and lead the way to a more sustainable and technologically advanced future.
We're excited to have someone that we believe in, the Prime Minister, representing a country we revere and admire, representing an opportunity that we hope will inspire others of like mind around the rest of the globe.
We've seen extreme weather events across the country, and we know that, yes, there's a lot we can do in Canada, but Canada alone cannot solve this problem for Canadians. We need to work with everyone to solve the problems of the world.
And you've seen the horrific images of communities and towns, lifestyles, traditions that have literally been eliminated because of the fire and fury of Mother Nature. You may not believe in science, but you'll believe your own eyes. There's no Republican or Democratic thermometer. I mean, there's certain facts and realities, and I think foundationally that's going to allow us to move this agenda forward in powerful and potent ways.
On climate action, the world is watching. Our vision and commitment to working together matters because we are, all of us, not just leadership, but citizens, committed to working together for a brighter future for all.
Canadian officials were not the only foreign representatives in the city. Later in the program, we'll take a look at some highlights from the Summit of the Americas, which took place in LA. Is the sky really the limit? Channel 35 was at the groundbreaking of the Samuel Oschin Air and Space Center, which is expected to be completed in 3 years. This addition to the California Science Center will be the home for the Endeavour Space Shuttle, as well as a place for kids and adults to learn about space travel. Check it out.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time, for about 10 years now, since we first brought Endeavour here. We had this dream of this world-class facility. So it's taken us a while, but it's so awesome that it's finally happening.
This is a very exciting day. We started in 2012, and here we are in 22, finally putting the shovel in the ground, and in 3 years you'll be back here to see a completed building.
This is a day where we bring together what we stand for. We want a child born in a zip code, whether it's African American children, Mexican American children, folks who have been here for generations, people who fled, or even the native people whose land we're on. We know this is a city of belonging.
To be able to have this museum right in our community where our children can visit, they can learn about space, they can learn about science. This gives our children an opportunity to have some of the experiences they never would have, but for the vision about what was possible here.
Personally, it's fantastic to have it here in LA because I get to take my kids by here and I get to show them Daddy's spaceship, you know, and my kids think that every daddy's got a spaceship, you know, so please, if you're listening out there, don't tell them that that's not true.
This is amazing because LA was not the only city that wanted this. Houston and Seattle wanted it, and they thought they were getting it, and then of course we got it. People will come from all over to see this.
When I started with this to get the money for the design, you never know whether or not you're going to be able to realize the vision. So to be here today to see the last phase of the development of this center is extraordinary, and I'm so very happy.
And so we celebrate who we are and what we can be. Let's get over the finish line, and I'll see you when we top off. Thanks so much.
I can't wait to come back here with my kids and see it when it's done.
Women are breaking glass ceilings and getting a seat at the table. Lessons of Leadership from Latin America was a chance to see how far we've come, but also what still needs to be done. Council President Nury Martinez was amongst the speakers who talked about representation in our community, as well as the need for policies that improve equity.
So as part of the Summit of the Americas, this panel was put together to really bring Latinas to talk about not just what's happening today, but also how are we envisioning the future? Looking at the road ahead, the challenges, but also the incredible opportunities. How do we work together? How do we support one another? And how do we change and transform our communities to really put them on a path to success?
Growing up in the San Fernando Valley, there was no elected official who looked like me or any of my neighbors. There were no leaders who looked like the communities that they represented. But we have seen the benefits of electing people with cultures and values similar to ours. When you elect someone who comes from your community, someone who knows the issues that we discuss oftentimes around the dinner table, that weigh on the shoulders of the very families in our neighborhoods, that's when representation is most effective.
Women in Power are implementing gender equality into their policies. Feminist movements in Latin America have really come together in the last years to really demand and ask governments to push for their most basic and fundamental rights. These movements have taken such importance and such relevance in the region that it's led to the legalization of abortion in Argentina, in Colombia, in 7 states in Mexico, and it's kind of permeating through other nations in the region. This Marea Verde, this green wave, has really shown what women can do when they unite forces to demand for the most basic and fundamental rights.
Are we bringing along our communities, but to making sure that people are at the table, raising their voices, their concerns, and making sure that the policies that we make are policies that are helping everybody.
What happens after the summit, right? Because during the summit, everything is really exciting. People are talking about it, declarations, agreements are published. But once the dust settles, that's when we need to push so that these agreements really become actionable and are put into practice. Because if not, they just end up being declarations and agreements, and the leaders are there for the picture, which is amazing. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that this becomes actions and it becomes reality, so that Latin America and the Caribbean can become a developing, region that really has a political and economic force towards the future.
As well as highlighting female leaders, in today's show, we'll take a look at what young leaders from our community have to say about the latest social justice issues. Stick around for that story. During the Summit of the Americas, the LA Civil Rights Department and Mayor Garcetti discussed how much damage the pandemic of violence is causing across the Americas. Fighting hate and discrimination in our community is crucial, and the summit helped shed light on the need to find solutions. Let's take a look.
We are welcoming the world here to Los Angeles with the Summit of the Americas, but particularly we are having a summit to address hate and to figure out how we can make a better America.
We are experiencing the horrors of gun violence and mass shootings on far too regular a basis. So the United States global leadership is stronger when we honestly talk about and confront our own challenges with citizen security here at home.
There are so many wonderful things that unite us. This is one of the tragic things that unites us. The violence that is endemic across the Americas. From the most developed cities to the most under-resourced cities. Unfortunately, it is something that bonds us together. But thank you to everybody who is breathing peace and leading with love in our cities and in our hemisphere to show a different model. We can only count those we lose in our cities. We never get to count those that we save because they're still with us. We can't say for sure that that young man or young woman is alive today because of our work. We can only see the tragedies when we don't do our work well. But we know in our gut, we know in our bones that the work we do saves lives. We can see it statistically from year to year. When we invest in the right models of policing, when we invest in prevention and intervention, when we invest in human development in a way that brings these pieces together, gender equity, the importance of education, after-school programs, and violence interruption from a trauma informed perspective.
The pandemic of violence needs to end now, and we can and must get this done for all our futures.
To learn more about how we're fighting hate and discrimination in the city of Los Angeles, you can reach us at civilandhumanrights.lacity.org.
The First Lady delivers the commencement address for graduates of Los Angeles City College. The LA Zoo raises over $1.4 million during its 2022 gala, and LA recognizes Juneteenth as an official city holiday. These stories up next on City Beat. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden delivered the commencement address for graduates of Los Angeles City College, which was held at the Greek Theater in Griffith Park. The First Lady was introduced by Mayor Eric Garcetti, who discussed her part in announcing the LA College Promise program in 2016.
She is coming back to this community, where in 2016, she stood with us as we had a dream, a heavenly dream of our own, to try to make college a right.
Dr. Biden is a longtime supporter of community colleges and currently serves as an English professor at Northern Virginia Community College.
Never forget what made you who you are, and then you will be ready for wherever you choose to go next. So on behalf of my husband, the president, and me, congratulations, graduates!
For more info on Los Angeles City College, visit lacitycollege.edu. The Greater Los Angeles Zoo Association raised more than $1.4 million for the LA Zoo during its 2022 Beasley Ball Gala and silent auction. Attendees were able to bid on more than 150 items, including those donated by the estate of Betty White, a longtime LA Zoo supporter. Additionally, the gala honored environmental authors B. Natterson Horwitz and Catherine Bowers, and documentary producer Stephen Badger. The money raised will be used to support the LA Zoo and fund wildlife conservation locally and abroad. For more information on what programs and opportunities are new at the zoo, visit lazoo.org. Mayor Eric Garcetti, joined by Councilmember Curran Price and city leaders, signed a proclamation making Juneteenth an official city holiday. Following the signing, the LA City Council is set to issue a supporting resolution that will recognize June 19 as a city holiday every year. Juneteenth commemorates the anniversary of June 19, 1865, when the last enslaved people in Texas were issued an order proclaiming their freedom. For more info, visit lamayor.org. June is Pride Month, and after a 2-year hiatus because of COVID, the city came out to celebrate the LGBTQ+ community with the LA Pride Parade. People dressed to impress, marched, and gathered along Hollywood Boulevard and celebrated the freedom to be themselves. Check it out.
Today we celebrate Los Angeles Pride, and it's so wonderful to be here back in its original place where Pride started, because Pride is part of all of Los Angeles, not just one community.
We're at Pride Parade! It's our first time here! I'm so excited!
The theme was Return to Pride, and so the spin-off was The Wizard of Oz, so that's why I'm dressed in drag as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Started in 1970. This is sort of a belated 50th anniversary since the last 2 years during the pandemic. But we're so excited because this is the first time that Pride has been in the city of LA and in Hollywood in decades.
The energy?
Yeah.
The energy is just fantastic.
It's unmatched. I love it. I grew up in a time when the entire world was like a conversion camp, where they're all trying to make us not queer, and now we're all celebrating it because we've fought so long, and it's just an amazing thing.
We come from a community that doesn't really have people like us, and coming to a crowd where there is a lot of support, it's just really huge to me. It's very impactful being here right now. Like, I'm just taking it all in, like watching everybody. I'm like, oh my God, they're so pretty. Everything is just beautiful.
Where we come from, it's not necessarily hostile, but people still have that whole like mentality. It's like gay is bad, it's wrong, it's weird if you are gay. And it's like being somewhere where that's where the majority is. It feels different and it feels very special. It feels like I'm safe here. Like I'm with the crowd that I belong to. I feel like I might start crying in the parade. Yeah. You know? I'm so happy.
People, regardless of what their bodies are, they have a voice and we have a voice, and we want people to hear us and see us.
Los Angeles is a place where everyone belongs and our dreams can fly if we have wings to carry us. The Wings of Mexico, a new installation right outside the Griffith Observatory, highlights the close relationship between Los Angeles and Mexico and will become a reminder for all the people visiting or moving to LA that they can fly to great heights.
These wings are a great gift from our friends in Mexico. These wings have been put in cities around the world, but it's most natural to have them here in the City of Angels, because every angel needs her wings. And we see all over Los Angeles murals with angel wings where people are able to go. Now in the most famous, probably tourist spot in America, right by the Hollywood sign, by the most visited observatory anywhere in the world, you can come here and feel those wings, but also feel that friendship between Mexico and the United States.
The fact that it is here, where millions of visitors come annually, where millions of people across America see as their vision of Los Angeles, this couldn't be a more fitting place for this, a monument to the continued friendship and partnership between these two countries.
When you think about just a few words, the summit of the Americas, the city of Los Angeles, the city of the angels, and the wings of Mexico right here in this place. I can't think of a better place to inaugurate what will go down as one of the best times in history as we open up the Summit of the Americas here in the United States, here in the city of Los Angeles.
You know, I'm the grandson of immigrants from Mexico who came to the United States and to Los Angeles. To me, this represents both sides of the border. It represents why they were able to fly and come to a place of opportunity, and also the pride that we have of the home countries that they came from. And I think that story exists for so many immigrants that have come here, or migrants even, that have come from other parts of America. Los Angeles is a city where everybody belongs and where our dreams can fly.
Car enthusiasts and their families had a chance to admire over 100 cars from different eras at the 19th annual Still Saving Lives car show. This event, organized by the LA Police Department, was a chance to bring the community together and raise funds to support the men and women who keep our streets safe. Take a look.
This is our 19th annual Still Saving Lives car show. It is a fundraiser that we put together, Valley Traffic, in conjunction with our volunteer booster group, which is called the Valley Traffic Advisory Council, or VTAC for short. Throughout the year, VTAC and Valley Traffic partner together to do fundraisers, help raise money to pay for things that the department can't always pay for.
Every police department has certain items that they need to make sure that they're efficient and effective with what they do. The city of Los Angeles supplies them the very basics. However, there are some other items to do their jobs better, such as a gun holster. It could be beautification at the station. It could be landscaping. It could be little things to support the men and women that are protecting our cities to do their jobs a little bit better.
I was actually at
Walmart with him shopping for Hot Wheels, and I met a police officer that was there that told me I should come down and bring him. It's nice for people to see your work and what you did, for other car heads to appreciate it.
I bought the car in 1980, spent a few years restoring it, and driving it around now, enjoying it.
It's a free public community event. We encourage everybody to come and enjoy, bring the family. We have tons of kids displays and amazing, beautiful cars.
We had 130 cars pre-register, and that's pretty good for an event, especially after pandemic when things was completely shut down. It's outdoors, it's open air, it's just a good place to be and have a good time.
In a recent roundtable discussion with Mayor Garcetti, gun violence and mental health awareness were two of the main issues on the minds of the LA Youth Council. These young Angelenos had a chance to address their concerns face-to-face with the mayor and discuss potential policy changes. Check it out.
A lot of us have brought up mental health as a main driving factor in this gun violence discussion. And I'm wondering, as I think about it over the years, why are we diverting to mental health? Why are we not focusing on the guns themselves?
Having the bomb dropped that, hey, your daughter is currently in the ER for being suicidal. Like, how does that feel to a parent who doesn't even believe suicide is a thing or depression is a thing?
As I've always said, youth are not the leaders of tomorrow. They're truly the leaders of today. And these young people have been demonstrating that. A tradition of a youth council that advises the mayor since Tom Bradley.
Why are we able to get a gun at 18 instead of 21 when you can drink at 21 but you can't drink at 18?
I don't really see how school police will necessarily be much of a solution because it would only make students inside of school not feel as safe.
Our interactions with the mayor were very informed, and I was very impressed and honored by the way that he gave us his time and had this discussion with us. We came away with concrete solutions instead of abstract ideas. So the thing that I'm most excited about now is taking what we've discussed here and learned here and applying it to what we do in the future.
Today we were talking not only of our personal experiences with gun violence, but also things that we want to see, change within the city, like mental health and like policies that hold other people accountable. And I really appreciated, how he, took some time out of his day to, just listen to us, just listen to our grievances, listen to like what ideas we have. And it really shows that he's not tokenizing us, he's not tokenizing youth, but he's actually taking our ideas into consideration.
Thank you all.
What are the things that really bring people together? That is what the Central Library exhibition, Something in Common, seeks to answer. Through different forms of artistic expressions, the visitors are able to appreciate the benefits of social gathering through this journey across all the different communities that are formed in the libraries.
We're here at the Something in Common exhibition at the Central Library downtown, and this is a special exhibit that really looks to celebrate what are the things that bring people together. It's also specifically meant to highlight our public libraries as a community gathering place. We had done a lot of research about this idea of social gatherings and the kind of benefits of coming together with your community. And it's unfortunately been really well documented by sociologists over the last couple decades that that's been in decline in this country. And then, of course, when the pandemic happened, all of these ideas about us coming together and issues of isolation and loneliness really became front page news. But it really gave us a renewed sense of importance for this conversation and this kind of project. So we're really grateful now for the opportunity as things begin to open up again to welcome people back to the library and to, again, share in that conversation about what it is that brings us together, how we can come back out and share space again after a time of such unprecedented isolation. I'm standing in front of a really unique exhibit. It's a display of new banners that were created by the artist Christine Wong Yap. So she came and felt that there was a need to highlight some of the unique communities that were gathering at our branch libraries across the city and created this set of new banners that represent 7 different groups that meet at our branch libraries across the city. Everything from the Persian Poetry Forum to the French Conversation Club, to the Neuroplasticity Club. This is just a snapshot, if you will, of the many different types of communities that are formed around a program or a service or an idea that's happening here at the library. You know, in highlighting some of these fascinating groups and looking at some of the more unique things that bring people together, we hope that visitors will take the opportunity to think about what are the things that connect them with others. We all have a need for community, and more than ever, I think today, there's a need for us to come together and have conversations with others and kind of break bread and share in that experience. So our hope with this project is that it will be an opportunity to really take away and think about something more serious, even as they're exploring some of these more fun and interesting and unusual groups as well. The Something in Common exhibition here at the Central Library downtown in our Getty Gallery will be up through November 6th. There's a lot more information about this exhibition and some of the featured groups and the artwork that we commissioned on our project website, which is lapl.org/something.
Join the Griffith Observatory Summer Solstice virtual event. Enjoy free nature play at the LA Zoo Family Nature Club or attend Micah the Magician's wonderful magic show. All this up next on Things to Do. Summer is here, and your pals at the Griffith Observatory want to help mark the summer solstice. The observatory staff will have a live online broadcast, weather permitting, focused on the setting sun. They will talk about how the sun's changing path across the sky causes seasonal changes and determines where the sun sets on the western horizon. Join this free online talk during the longest day of the year that marks the beginning of the summer as the sun sets. Anyone can sign up for this live online discussion before June the 21st via the Griffith Observatory website. For more information, visit griffithobservatory.org. The LA Zoo, in partnership with the LA Department of Recreation and Parks, is bringing the Family Nature Club back. This is a chance to enjoy free nature play by exploring beyond the zoo with loosely structured outdoor games and discovering nature through art and building, thanks to the help of the LA Zoo Learning and Engagement staff. It is open to families, caregivers, and children of all ages, and no registration is required. The Family Nature Club will take place the last Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. starting on June 25th. For more details, visit lazoo.org. The Chatsworth Branch Library invites adults and children to a wonderful magic show. Micah the Magician will be performing a highly interactive magic show where the audience is the star. Join him as he returns to Chatsworth for this magical opportunity and get a close look at how Micah performs his amazing magic tricks. This is a great chance for magic lovers of all ages to attend a free live show. Micah the Magician's show will take place at the Chatsworth Branch Library on Saturday, June 25th at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do. And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.